the skies of Bermuda, and the plane is in the skies.
We also would want to see the flight trajectory about how is it supportive enough to give the clean spread out. Well, flight path is supportive, but are the teams, are the players? That still remains a question. K98 Army has already taken the leap above Bullseye. If we talk about the spread out over Shipyard, it is Black Flag Army PVS trying to get control over Hangar, and now it is Vasio Esports and HTG taking a leap as well. Team Elite, I'm very sure they will go to their home ground, which is Cape Town. Total Gaming again reaching for the milk. Now, this is something they haven't done by far. This should bring in the best change, but it is already the first elimination taking place within first minute, and it's Car 98 taking down one of the players of WinZ Gaming who was immediately resurrected.
Yeah, and they're doing this all in Graveyard. It's kind of ironic that you pick up a fight over here, you bear it right here as well. But Car 98, these guys who were separated from each other are now moving in closer. They find Gyanaroop, and before Gyan Ninja can get his feet on the ground, he might just get targeted as well. Car 98 Gaming are already up at 2 eliminations, so they're inching closer and closer. And at one point, they were all spread out, so now they've all just gathered up near Graveyard. The whole team punched up, and they're looking for the rest of the players of WinZ Gaming, who, by the way, have been having quite a bad time since yesterday. It's like these guys were getting destroyed by every team that they face, and they're not able to win any of their fights. Elsewhere, you have DCRNX going up against Vasio Esports. Now, if I'm not wrong, this is quite far away from everybody else. So the chances of them getting third party are not that high. But still, it's in your best interest to finish this fight as quickly as possible.
With Rimnam Village being highly populated is something that we can only get to see in grand finals now. Vasio Esports, Anshu, one of the finest eliminator, one of the finest predator, has been put to sleep. Sure will be revived. Desi RNX. Now, after having a look at predictions from Hindi talents, I am also looking forward to see about how Desi RNX rotation would go towards. Anshu will be revived for sure, but then you're reviving the recall tower skills get also decimated. So let's see about how many more times through the tokens will he be brought back. Team PVS fighting against WinZ Gaming. WinZ Gaming are having a hard start to eliminations early on. Again, they are pinned against PVS Army, and I believe they do not want to go back. They want to make sure that they get more and more elimination points.
Yeah, and WinZ Gaming have already lost a couple of their players to, if I'm not wrong, the fight in Graveyard. So now this is the second fight that they're picking up, and this time it's PVS that they're going up against. Eco and Nancy, they both get one each. PVS have once again created a lot of problems for WinZ Gaming, where WinZ, the captain himself, has to run away, has to give up on this fight. What they don't know is there's a sneaky member of DCRNX also in the vicinity. But nope, there will be no escape for WinZ Gaming. The moment they try to move away from this area, they will be shot down in the open, and they're the first team to get eliminated.
Here we go. Team PBS Gaming 3 eliminations and trying to play safe from Cartless Siva towards Graveyard. Now, PSG taking the longest leap towards different direction. Are they hitting towards one of the players for Desi RNX? If so, I'm a little shocked to see that. Why would they go in the hunt for Vinod? Because you wouldn't want to go reverse to reach the speed that you want to. At the end of the day, you want to go towards the end, towards the center of the circle.
Oh, right in the center of this house, you've got TSG fighting up against Car 98. TSG, while they have quite a big lead, it isn't anything compared to what Car 98 have had already. They've had a good start to this battle. Basil will bring back the smoke the moment he's finished off, but once Vinod pops himself, he is gonna get destroyed. The shotguns in the hands of TSG are lethal. Basil will bring back Vinod as well. The moment two of them are down, Car 98 Army will bring both of their players back. So, yes, sure, they still have an opportunity to continue in this game. It's not over yet for them, but you can't afford to keep feeding these points to TSG.
TSG, well, deciding to go outside the circle paid a lot of rewards. 4 eliminations is already too much and too nice. Team TSG going as safe as possible, and now it is all about Desi RNX. Badal again very nearby, and let's see if he's going to get spotted. Both of them take tanking up zone damage, but it's fine. It's just the first zone now. Zone damage wouldn't be hurtful. And talking about loots, they do have enough health kits to work out with. Badal, there's no way he can survive this. Went in for the revival of his teammate, but how many eliminations can he take before getting eliminated? And answer is, well, he got one knock, but no elimination.
Triple takedown.
Well, there you have it. TSG are on fire. You clearly know that these guys are gonna spare nothing to get to that champion rush condition early on. They are leaving no stone unturned, no area unhunted, and off they go to find their next targets. Flying over Katalistwa, they will come across the members of Kar 98 army below them, but they're heading towards the south of Bhimasakti Hill, so they will have even PVS across the valley to fight. Meanwhile, HTG versus Desi RNX. Now, this could be a very interesting battle. The double balcony house to the south of Peak is a lovely compound which every team wants to control, but Desi RNX will be chasing them, and they'll be doing it on foot. So can Desi Army actually keep up with them, or would they just rather get a decent compound to call home and then hold on to that for as long as possible? For now, their options are quite open. They'll need a little bit of an advantage to start initiating this battle. But elsewhere on the map, you've got Team Elite facing Total Gaming. And this is happening just on the edge of Mill. So while Total Gaming have lost a couple of their players, down to just one man, Fauzi Ajay is going outside the zone in Keratin to keep his teammates alive and hopefully get the revive.
They have to make sure that they revive their teammate, recall their teammate. Kar 98 as well, near to Bullseye. They are going for the longest rotation. They are going for the late-most rotation. There's only one team who is in the dead center of the circle. It is Black Flag Army, Assassin Army very nearby. Pochinok looks very overpopulated because in the best compound we do have Assassin Army. Just on the southern side we have HTG Gaming. Then we have Desi RNX on the little bit of western side. PVS also within the center of the circle. Now, talking about Team Elite, 4 eliminations on the grounds of Mill, and Team Elite is only losing some matches with the decision of going for the late most rotation possible. Either they get eliminated to zone, or they are gate kept.
Yeah, and you don't want to go down in either of those ways. Both of them are just really bad and not so lucrative options. But the circle goes in for a central shift. Peak and Bhimasakti strip will now be in the zone. Total Gaming, who had lost a couple of their players, will bring back at least Mafia for the time being, but these guys are still outside the zone in Keratin. So Mafia will land by himself near Kotatua. Meanwhile, Fauzi Ajay continues to be in Cape Town. I hope that Mafia doesn't get found over here because P and Rose are very, very close to him. But it seems like P and Rose haven't really paid attention to Mafia landing, so Mafia from Total Gaming should be safe, at least for now. P and Rose currently occupying the eastern edge of this circle. They will call this little bunch of compounds for themselves, and they should be pretty safe over here. More towards their center is Assassin Army, who've got the central houses of Peak under their control, the mansion. And apart from them, there's nobody else really in Peak, you know. Even the double balcony compound, which we saw occupied just a few minutes ago, that's still quite far, so plenty of places available for the taking. Pasio Esports will take this arsenal for themselves. They are neighbored by Desi RNX and, if I'm not wrong, PBS as well. So as of yet, all these teams are just trying to get some real estate.
It's only the final few circles that is going to write down the destiny, and it's going to be 3 to 4 party battle for sure, because each and every team is deciding to go in and play for the survival ranks. And by the end of the circle, they definitely tend to get double-digit elimination points. But here we have some massive information from Pahadi. He has spotted team entering to the compound just around the corner, and it is going to be Assassin Army versus P and Rose. Now that was a clean team jump through the launch pad, and now we have got two players of Assassin Army down on the knees. Uzai will be eliminated. Dafik revived. Honey down on the knees. It's Dafik who is revived, fighting the battle for surviving and also maybe trying to escape because there's still a long way to go. It is still the 11th position. Nobody wants to get eliminated, and not at least when you have 0 elimination points. And this is sort of a rush that nobody expects coming in.
Yeah, and Car 98 Army will have to pay the price for it. They don't expect this, and they've been eliminated. But now we have another team in danger. We just spoke about P and Rose trying to come up towards P. Assassin Army were already occupying this big mansion. But P and Rose will be able to revive all of their players, and Assassin Army have been reduced to just one man. This is the leading team, by the way. Prince is the only person that survives. And while he's claimed the title of the MVP before, this is just way too much pressure for him to handle because it's too early in the game. There's still 37 players alive, 10 teams gunning for the top spot.
And Assassin Army wouldn't want to get eliminated just for 1 point. He's waiting for the right time to resurrect his teammates, and let's see if there's any room of opportunity. And there's a post from the side of P and Rose as well. They are not greedy at this point of time to go hunt the last man standing. They are waiting for whatever, but there's one team, PVS, that's not waiting for Vasio Esports to survive up in the open grounds. Having said that, PVS also has the upper ground advantage, realizing to which Kaushik using the launch pad and going towards the safe side in the Bhima Sakti strip. Bhima Sakti strip considered the savior for the final circle because sure, you don't have hard compounds there, but there's room of a lot of rotation opportunities.
Yeah, so Vasio Esports managed to get out of danger temporarily, but they're still surrounded by a lot of teams. They've got PBS Gaming on the low ground below them, and Black Flag Army coming from the north could always prove to be a massive threat. Now, take a look at this thing. It's DCR and Export trying to fight against PBS as well, but there's a third party, and now PBS try to dive inside Assassin Army from top. Just looking at all of this, and TSG are the ones who are reaping at all the rewards from all the teams who are trying to rotate in. While PBS Gaming, they might be in a bit of danger. They have to win this fight against Anshu. Anshu goes down, and Vasio Esports have been eliminated as well. Oh my lord. Dangerous situation. They thought they had the numbers advantage over PBS, but they did not expect TSG to come in this quickly, and now they're out.
Now we are out. 9 teams only. Team Total Gaming, sure, one of the players was successful enough to revive the entire teammate, but Team Elite is definitely looking forward to pick up fight against Total Gaming once again. Team P and Rose, who almost had eliminated Team Assassin Army. Now they are also struggling. They are being pinned down from 3 different angles. Total Gaming, HTG, and once you try to get the center of the circle, you also attract the opposition teams, the opponent teams, and Sahil running in the open is not aware about Prince's existence, and this could be very, very risky from the side of Sahil. And he was, oh my god, that was a good reaction speed coming in from side of P and Rose.
Yeah, but Prince has now escaped. He's just going around in this grass maze, hoping to find salvation, but he will only find death. And Assassin Army are out of this game as well. P and Rose, they are making it so difficult for every team to enter the peak area. And now their next target is also in front of them. HTG just trying to get inside the zone. They'll have to go up against P and Rose. Shots with the M80 to be taken against everybody, and the connections found. Oh, but they need to get another angle, and he finds it. KD God gets the shot onto Darshan, and now their entire team will be carpet bombed by just a bunch of grenades. Even glue wall melters have been put down. They have Mafia coming in from behind them. This could be a very unexpected guest. He gets a knock onto Pratik, and another one found as well. Mafia does go down in the end, but Darshan, he cannot get Pratik back up. He'll just have to stay out here and keep healing himself while the grenades rain down upon him. Black Flag Army are out. HTG will also bite the dust. And surprisingly, in all of this, even Total Gaming have somehow managed to survive. They only lose Mafia, who was coming in from behind. Ruins the game for Black Flag Army and HTG. But the rest of his team, these guys are good. They're all fine in the grass maze.
they're not able to see about where they exactly are. Throwables, they're just trying to deliver some sort of a damage or maybe buying time. Circle has taken its shift. There's no team as of now who has got the center of the circle. Everybody's trying to play edge to edge, but there's one more fight happening on the edge of the Masakri strip, which doesn't even belong to the circle. Team PSG versus Team Elite. 11 eliminations already, and it is an end for Team Elite with last man remaining. And on the other side, there are 3 players fighting against him. There's no way he can survive this. Blue Wall Milk is also deployed, and it was PVS Yogi, the man that we are talking about, using hand cannons to get that elimination point. Also trying to go ahead, gatekeep the charged Titans in the lobby. Team TSG.
PSG currently on fire, quite literally, because they're the elimination leaders at this point. They're trying to find angles on Yogi and Eco. But this tower, the cell phone tower, is keeping them so safe. BBS Gaming will have to force TSG to go around the other corner. Meanwhile, P and Rose have been eliminated on top of the hill, and Desi RNX were the ones who sent them back to the lobby. They are now fighting against Total Gaming. So that fight is happening on the top of the peak. Meanwhile, TSG over here are currently in a stalemate against PVS. It's a 2v3 battle. But before they can take shots at PVS, they start finding players of Total Gaming. Insane has been eliminated, and Fosia gets down to Desi RNX. Desi RNX screws to them. Total Gaming are out of this fight. And now PVS and TSG, both of them are shooting at Desi RNX. PVS almost forgot about their opponents right behind them. They find the low ground advantage. The Q walls can't cover it. Their legs were exposed, and even PVS are out. It's a 3v3 now, Tanya. TSG versus Desi RNX.
11 eliminations already, long range battle here. Skylar used it as Desi RNX trying to push in, aggressive. They've got the perfect angle to hide upon. No throwables invested before giving this push. Sounds a little risky to me. Ayush with that shot, they might be able to deliver 2 head blows immediately. Blue Walls, a temporary cover sure, and Ayush trying to go away, not involving himself into this fight. Instead going for the back flank, and that would ruin something very, very interesting. So comes in from Hassan, trying to climb over the tower, delivering a little bit of damage. And there's no way they can deliver damage to Hassan himself.
Yeah, but this high ground angle on Hassan is a bit awkward. He's trying to deal all this damage, but he's just not able to find any connections. The Steffi Kafiti has been deployed as well to keep him safe from the throwables. Once the dark is found, Ronenegi connects a nice shot to the sniper. Hassan trying to break the ankles of Ayush. They will trade each other out. It's down to a 1v1, and TSG Krish will come in with the clutch. Lovely performance from two side gamers. They've been at the top for the longest time, and once again they prove why they are the most dominant.
The smile says it all. Finally, they got the grip, which they lost for the last 3 matches on the point rush day. A good exchange of words here, and everything worth of celebration. One step ahead towards the grand final, and that is a positive step taken towards the trophy. Team TSG getting 14 eliminations altogether with some booyah, and let's see if they are going to head towards the point rush stage within first 3 maps itself. Here, it was a little risky when Siddharth was put down, and Rush coming in from Krish's side delivered a lot of damage, and it was all we should be appreciating, the right time of usage of Tatsuya.
Yeah, amazing performance from TSG. They were aggressive from the get-go. They had like 11 finishes before the final fight even began. And this is just absolutely insane from them. They did not have much of a head start advantage, only a handful of points, something that you can count on a single hand. But now with this, the Booyah as well as a massive amount of eliminations, I think these guys must be close to the 25 or 30 point mark already. They are racing towards that champion rush condition.
Yes, and you totally mentioned it. It would barely take team like TSG to reach point rush in 3 maps. And I believe if this is the way teams are performing, let's also not forget about Desi RNX's approach, where they immediately landed upon WinZ, got some eliminations, evaded from the location, and survived until the end. And they also had a good amount of elimination points, to not mistaken. It was around 12 or 13 something. But for the start, that's the thing we were talking about. Pasio Esports getting taken down immediately, even after the hard compound. Now, that was something that you least expect.
Yeah, this was rather unexpected, but I mean, it's TSG at the end of the day, so maybe we should have expected the unexpected. Car 98, though, they lost quite a lot of their members very early on, and sure, even though TSG also suffered a couple of losses, they were able to bounce back very, very quickly. Insane over here. Poor guy was separated from his team, so he died first. And then in the end, you also saw how Posey Ajay was like the lone survivor. He was trying to get all of his teammates back into the game slowly enough, and they managed to make it in via the fourth circle. And eventually, they had one of their players, Mafia over here, who ruined the game for, if I'm not wrong, that was HTG Esports. So Mafia ruined the game for them, got a bunch of eliminations, while the rest of them continued to take control of this side of the circle. And they were trapped in a very, very difficult fight against ACRNX, but in the end, Arman managed to clutch it out and eliminate Total Gaming.
PVS also managed to get good amount of eliminations, and then came the final blow from the perfect Tatsuya ability being used from Krish, not only knocking down one but also eliminating the standing one, taking away the very first booyah for the day. And obviously, with no questions asked, Ayush has to be spotted on the MVP list, number one, because 8 elimination points, 6 assists, 2,773 worth of damage, and the ability usage, the utility usage was just on point coming in from side of Ayush, and let's hope he continues to do so.
Yeah, man. I mean, 8 eliminations is no joke. Up until now, we were praising Sadak for being the elimination leader, and Ayush kind of flew under the radar up until now. But with 8 eliminations in a single game, he's going to put his hat in the ring as well for the MVP marker and the elimination leader. So let's see if he's actually able to get up there with the likes of Sadak and, give him a run for his money. But it doesn't matter if it's Sadak leading the elimination charts or if it's Ace Ayush, as long as it's one from TSG. 8
Team
eliminations.
featured on the Booyah board, 8 eliminations, Ayush obviously, followed by Legend with 4 eliminations, Krish with 3, and Sadak, the MVP leader, the throne holder, since the start of the day is spotted on the single elimination point. Now, that is contradicting, but he might be happy if the throne is exchanged with his own teammates.
Yeah, as long as one of you controls the throne, it doesn't matter who it is, as long as they continue to reign and rule over the lobby. So TSG, good game for them, man. This is going to be a massive, massive number that they put into their total. 28 points in a single game. Sheesh, that is just so much, man. Compare that with the head start that they have yesterday. They're already above the 30-point mark. They see RNX with 20 as well. 11 eliminations for them. Very impressive indeed. Total Gaming with a balanced performance, 7 eliminations and 7 placements, 14 points for them. BVS, surprisingly, 13 points. They had no head start yesterday. So this is just 13 points that they managed to get in this game alone. No head start. Team Elite and PN Rose are tied at 12 points each. But after that, everybody else is below the 6-point mark. So this was a rather one-sided game for some of the teams, and for others, this was a complete disaster. Of course, I have to speak about Car98 Army, who also were one of the first teams to get eliminated. They had a decent enough head start yesterday, so this should keep them afloat. But with just this game alone, a lot of teams must have overtaken them by now in the overall rankings.
Well, talking about overall rankings, I'm concerned about Assassinami. The question that they created of 10 points is already taken away. Now they have to make sure that they do not think about the extra pointers that they earned. And talking about WinZ Gaming, well, they were the one to get first eliminated. They have to make sure they survive. I don't know, out of nowhere, they're picking up the fights, which they don't need to.
Yeah, and WinZ Gaming, every time they pick up on these fights, it's like they are signing their own death warrants. They haven't been able to win any fights since yesterday, and they were consistently being the first team to get eliminated. In fact, at this point, I'm starting to think that certain teams will literally target them simply for the free elimination points. Like, forget about targeting the top teams. They are difficult targets. Let's pad up our own stats by punching downwards, punching the weaker targets, and right now, WinZ Gaming have to stop being that weaker target.
And talking about one more team here, I think that Desi RNX are the table turners here. Starting off the fight until the end, sure, it was a little tough fight to follow, and surviving until top 2. Now, if they're able to balance and also making sure that they do that throughout at least first 3 to 4 maps, I believe then one strong map should be able to deliver the amount of points that they would want to earn. But now everything is challenged. Nothing seems like the old days where everybody was surviving surviving. They had to make sure they are surviving until the end of the time to get that one extra placement point. 180-point marker hit, and it's all shattered. Now, I mean, surviving until the end matters no more.
Yeah, it's like, why would you try to go for more placement points when you can just keep fighting, and get consistent elimination points? Especially when all the teams are trying to get their players revived and recalled, it just becomes a much more sustainable way to farm these points. So let's see who's going to be able to farm these points in the next game of Purgatory. We're going to be taking off once again. This time the plane starts from the northern side of the map. It starts over towards Moat House, and then we go down towards Fire Brigade.
We might expect Marble Works to be contested by Team Elite because that is exactly where they have been going. But Moat House being contested by two teams, STG as well as BFA. Some early eliminations to be speculated. Talking about Brasilia, obviously Vasio Esports and Team TSG, they have to be there. PN Rose as well. Now Brasilia looking a little more colorful. So now elimination feed should be full by far. Talking about Southern Island, PN Rose taking a switch, doesn't want to end up in Brasilia with just boxes on their name. Here we go. Two teams on the Southern Island, two teams on the Western Island. Assassin army trying to hold the control over golf course. But my eyes are all over Team Total Gaming. They have already spotted Nancy here on the upper grounds though, through the watchtower. Delivered a lot of damage, and I do believe Nancy doesn't have enough loot to even heal himself. UAV being deployed to get the information about how many teams are on that corner.
Yeah, quite a lot of danger lurking across the corner. Black Flag Army are split, and they've got PBS right next to them. Salu from Black Flag Army is currently towards the west of Moat House, while the rest of his team is towards the south of it. PBS Gaming, they have a good amount of control over this area. They're very close to the recall towers as well, but still, they're not completely out of danger. They can hear the gunshots from Total Gaming in the background. They know that Total Gaming are present towards Crossroads, and across the last two games as well from yesterday, PVS Gaming have picked up fights against Total Gaming over here before. So they know that at least one team will be present towards Crossroads. But do they know that Team Elite might also approach them close by? Pahadi is the only player from his team present over here on this side of the river. All his other teammates are on the other side of the river towards Marble Works. So Pahadi, as a lone wolf, he might just get taken down by PVS.
Well, did you notice that natural airdrop look more or less like the color supply, the holy supply shack? And I do want to see what did he loot from that. Were there any water balloons or colors, or just the basics, armors and super duper guns? It is all about the skins, colors that Free Fire Max brings in for all of us. And Pahari, well, he survived that run up in the open for sure, which is very risky. But then we know Pahari, he is one of the players who is least threatened to pick up fights, no matter in the close range as well. He's happy to take those fights with sniper walk-in knock shots, and that takes a lot of practice to get those shots connected. Now talking about other teams' positioning, well, near to the blue circle itself, we have PVS and TSG. Mafia being the eagle for the teammate, keeping an eye upon everybody's rotation and keeping an awareness about each and every other team existing around them.
Yeah, Mafia, he's been living up to his name, but Legend goes down to Eco. Great start for PVS Gaming. They've kind of been missing from the action since yesterday. They were one of the teams who were struggling quite a lot during the point rush stage. But now during the grand finals, it just seems like these guys are firing on all cylinders. It's like they've woken up. TSG call their fallen teammate back in. Legend on his way to the ground. But now TSG are wondering, is it worth it to pick up this fight? They've got no advantage to start the fight. They don't really have much utility either to initiate this battle. And none of them have enough glue walls. Only one available onto Krish, 3 available onto Siddharth. Barely any throwables either. So they really need to get out of here and avoid this unnecessary engagement. Ayush, using the few glue walls he has, managed to get behind the rock. So his life has been spared for now. But yeah, one thing is certain, TSG cannot afford to lose the lead that they mustered up in the last game.
And here we go, a lot of aggression. They see RNX team who performed incredibly well is again picking up fight against Team HTG who have been holding this angle for quite a while. Not for so long. They see RNX. Where is Roni Negi? He should be able to use the zip line and go away. A melee finisher. Well, nice one. HTG's team will be revived and last man from Desi RNX, Roni Negi, successfully escapes. Now that is exactly what you have to do. You do not want to get eliminated at the bottom, rock bottom. And you want to survive. You want to get those elimination points alongside some coolant, which is placement points. But what is this happening? Bridge block.
It's a trap. Get out of there. Asasinami crash landing into the faces of Team Elite. Hani tries to get the high ground while the Feek leads the charge from front. Steffi Gravity has been used by Team Elite so that they will be safe from nades. And Zap tries to go across the corner to join Mr. Ajay. You've got Pahadi at the bottom of this bridge. And he's irrelevant in this fight for now unless he can find an angle to help his teammates. Mr. Jay is going to be in a lot of trouble. Hani and the they put them both down on the ground. And now Pahadi emerges from behind. He's trying to get the high ground, but he's trapped in a 1v4. Old Monk isn't anywhere close to him, and Pahadi's good enough for one. Nice shot. Can Old Monk finally come back in and help Pahadi? No, it's too late. Pahadi's been finished off, and Old Monk loses his life to TSG. Oh my lord, Team Elite fall victim to the two lobby leaders. Assassin Army and TSG, the two best teams in the game, have eliminated Team Elite. It's almost like they joined hands to take out another force that was supposed to be reckoned with, but now they've been put under.
Now it's all about Team Total Gaming against Black Flag Army just around the corner of safe zone. Here we go. A clean FNG play from Hacker, a jump and again a spray. Hacker will be able to take down two, but then he will be pinned down as well. Shanky survives. And he has to survive a little bit extra to not get eliminated. Team Total Gaming also struggling a bit. One player down on the knees, two surviving. They got the footworks of player from Team HTG. Car 98, all three players intact. They do have some sort of information that there's a player around. Let's see if they're going to be able to spot it immediately. They are trying to be sneaky, but their existence is surely compromised. And this is the pause of information they are trying to gather before picking up any sort of fight. Roni Negi is successfully surviving and also reviving his teammates.
Yeah, even Total Gaming have managed to revive their teammates. Insane is coming back down. Circle now moves towards the north. Just a tiny bit of crossroads. Just a sudden part of Moat House still in the circle. Take a look at how many teams are still holding the Moat House Island. You've got Black Flag Army and Total Gaming still present over here on the island. Meanwhile, Desi RNX Ronin Negi, the last player of his team, is trying to win this battle, but he goes down. At least he's managed to call some of his teammates back on the ground, so his team would be completely eliminated. Arman still has some hope. Uses the wooden bridge to cross over towards the other island. But Black Flag Army, they don't know that Total Gaming are also present. Fozzy Ajay is just waiting outside. He's not showing himself. And while Fozzy Ajay continues to stay on the Moat House Island, his teammates have already occupied the northern edge of the circle outside of the Moat House River. So yeah, this is quite the spread that Total Gaming have over here.
Three teams here. PVS with the biggest barnyard. On the other side, we have Assassin Army and Vasio Esports. Throwables being introduced. Porsche trying to deliver some sort of damage to Assassin Army. And there's no reason these three teams should step up to pick up fight. Well, I talk about three teams. TSG is also going to join in. Four strongest teams in the lobby fighting against each other. And on the other side, Mafia using his sniper skills to get some elimination points.
TSG. Nice little, cozy little tower camp over here from them. It does kind of scare me though. Like, what if one nade comes up here? They'll have to run on the edges of this little steel platform to dodge it. Or maybe they'll have to, be super quick and cover it with a glue wall so that the explosive splash radius doesn't affect them. So yeah, TSG just holding on to that tower. Assassin Army, they also have 4 finishes. occupying this house. They are neighbors with Vasio Gaming, PVS, as well as the CRNX. So a lot of these teams are just starting to claim these houses for themselves. If I was a real estate mogul, this would be what I call the house rush area. You know, they're just putting down the landmines as well in case any unexpected guests decide to show up.
Circle is going to take a shift in no time. Team Total Gaming have made their way from the moat house towards the circle. Circle takes a centralized shift, which is going to bring an advantage for all four teams who took their first step in. Vasio Esports, Assassin Army. If we talk about PVS Gaming, TSG as well. PN Lewis playing on the edge of the circle. And it's going to be Bin Zayed Gaming picking up fight against Black Flag Army on the outskirts of the circle. Now, the perfect gatekeep opportunity comes in the hands of Team HTG. They can gatekeep Ronnie Nagy himself from the CRNX and Black Flag Army as well. But Black Flag Army has got a different plan. They are going for the longer route. Here we go on the screen. Height advantage being properly used by HTG.
Yeah, Bin Zayed once again in a lot of danger. They had this house to their own, but P and Rose will push them. Even Desi RNX, they had a bit of a split, so they will lose one player as well. Vasio Esports trying to take pot shots at P and Rose. This should be fine. I don't think they can get any eliminations just yet. And STG is trying to look at all of this from above. But little do they know that they're not the only team with high ground. Bin Zayed Gaming take to the sky. Salu snipes down too. Oh my lord! Every single player has been shot down midair. Anti-air artillery. This is just too good from Shanky and Salu. Both of them. Holy moly. These guys are bird hunters.
Bin Zayed again getting eliminated with 0 points, and this is something that you'd not want to using Launchpad to evade. They did not evade. They brought them brighter in the skies, and they team players like Sallu and Shanku made sure to get each and every elimination point. Not even a single player should get any escape from their eyes. I mean, that was treat to eyes to watch. It has been quite a while we have watched. We have seen such sort of a battle. Now Black Flag Army, sure they got some 4 eliminations, not 4 more. HTG had a better angle, and they get eliminated.
Yeah, now they're gonna take this road for themselves. They had a lovely compound on top of the hill, but eventually they have to come down, and Fozzy Ajay also have the same idea. Across the tarmac, you've got Ronan Nagy from the CRNX. He's coming from behind and trying to take pot shots at HTG as well. So this will make Total Gaming really, really happy. Ronan Nagy has been eliminated, so yeah, a little less danger. But take a look at what Total Gaming are doing. They're trying to break down all the glue walls possible while they're sending one of their players on top of the hill, and that one player has to be Mafia. He finds the angle, he gets all of them down, and Delete with the final strike. HTG are out of this game.
Team Total Gaming perfectly executed battle with this proper split. One on the upper ground, 2 right across them, and 1 behind them. It was just clean to watch. Team TSG now also crawling towards this edge of the circle.
Yeah, I mean, Total Gaming are breaking down every single cue wall just to be completely sure that their backlines are clear. So the circle will eventually force them to come downhill, but for now, they control the tarmac on top of this terrain. Meanwhile, the other 3 teams who had compounds from before, they still hold on. PVS Gaming controlled Barnhouse. Vasio Esports have a small hut for themselves. Same with P and Rose. They basically evicted Black Flag Army from that house to get it for themselves. Car 98 in a bit of trouble. Vinod revived, and he's been put down again. They keep him alive with the heal guns, but they will not be able to hold on for too long. They see RNX also in a bit of danger. Quite a lot of teams focusing on them. And that's what's happening when BVS are your neighbors. BVS have been poking everybody, right? They've been trying to return fire on every single person. They will obviously be returned fire upon as well. TSG is trying to make it inside the zone. BVS and PN Rose both are trying to shoot them down. 2 teams focusing on TSG, and they are down to just 1 man. Legend will have to be an absolute legend and live up to his name if he wants to keep the hopes alive. But BVS find him, and TSG are out of this game.
On number 8, the team to get 2 yards, the team to get everything that they needed in first snap and nowhere to be spotted in the final circle now. P and Rose, well, they've got a good shot, but they're out of the circle. Now, only challenge that they face right now is how to enter the circle. On the other side, Team Total Gaming, Insane will be revived by Mafia on the lower grounds. It is Team Total Gaming. On the upper grounds of the Span House, it is going to be Team PVS and now Vasya Esports also might start to do some action to get those extra elimination points because they also have to hit the 80-point marker. For Jet trying to enter the circle, it's not going to be easy because Assassin on one side, Vasya Esports on the other side, and PN Rose is also aware about Total Gaming's existence, and it is going to be PN Rose who shuts for Jet down.
Down, but as soon as Car 98 try to get outside, they're getting shot as well. Total Gaming will be finished off by PVS, and now Car 98, they will be thanking their lucky stars that their job has been made just a tiny bit easier. They are camping just underneath the noses of PVS, and PVS Gaming can't take shots at them. So they both focus on Assassin Army and Vasio Esports right across this little this grass patch in this tiny house. Both the teams are fighting for survival. Predator finds two. Anshu as well strikes again. Honey and the Peak have been eliminated, and Vasio Esports might just win this fight. It's all up to Huzai from Assassin Army, and they need to finish this fight. But Vasio Esports, they've been destroyed. The nades from P and Rose have completely finished them off, and even Assassin Army are out. P and Rose dive inside the house to get the third party in the best possible timing.
Team PVS holding this compound successfully without facing off any throwables. Vasya Esports gave the best fight that they had with some shotguns, but it was nowhere to be retaliated as close to the aggression from the team P and Rose. Entering the circle, before that, they're waiting for some teams to get eliminated. PVS Gaming again got revived, but look at Farhan. He got 2 eliminations with 2 shots from his shotgun. And now that is exactly what you have to do with the close range battles.
Yeah, and Car 98 have now managed to get themselves inside the bottom floor of the house that PVS control. One house, 2 teams. They're not very good roommates. One of them controls the top floor. Car 98 controls the bottom. And on the other side, you've got P and Rose. They are actually splitting out quite a lot. Like, Lewis is on one lone fence. KD God is near a rock. and Sahil is on the other fence. Look at the spread out. They're trying to get as many angles as possible. But this house, Tanya, it kind of reminds me of Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. Look at the number of traps that have been set up over here. One step in the wrong direction and you will trigger a cascade of explosions.
And there's no way you can survive that, and that exactly happened. The guy survived very strongly against 3 supervillains up against him. PVS with a good hold on this compound. It's a pause now. Once the final circle takes the closure within 20 seconds and counting on the reverse side, Yogi with the sniper vision, with the TPP shot, but he's going to pick up some sniper shots real soon. I'm waiting for the aggression from the side of P and Rose as well. The moment they enter, they bulldoze thoroughly.
Yeah, but P and Rose have quite a lot of real estate, right? Take a look at how much they're spread out. Plus, they're not even on the edge of the zone. They are safely towards the center. PVS and Car 98 will have to leave this house and get outside, and when they finally do, they will not just be fighting each other, they will also have to face P and Rose from multiple angles. So a bunch of glue walls will not be enough. Not when you've got melters on the floor already.
They're taking too long to close this map. The victory, and here we go. KD God again got a pixel of PVS Gaming himself with the sniper throwables also introduced, and they're able to take down 2 players with a freeze bomb that was precisely thrown. Again, there's a push from P and Rose. The KD God with the sniper and P and Rose bulldozing any and every team coming across them. It is last 2 teams, 15 eliminations already. Car 98 being pushed towards the blue zone with a lot of throwables. There's no way Car 98 can win this duel. If at all they do, that's going to be a miracle, and there's a long range support also hopping in. 3-1 ratio still maintained.
Yeah, it's a 3v4 battle. They've also got a UAV on top to make sure that P and Rose, they will have all the information they require. And as of now, they're just trying to lock Car 98 on the other side of the cell phone tower. Look at the number of monster trucks. Somebody might try to climb and maybe get a high ground angle, but Farhan now funnels himself towards KD God. He bears the brunt of this all, and Lewis has put up a landmine which blows up Badal. It's up to Farhan, and he will not be able to handle this pressure. And Rose kept the booyah.
Happy, enthusiastic, celebrative, and she still continues to celebrate. And I can see the excitement thoroughly, and even feel the heartbeat through the screen. I mean, you definitely tend to have a lot of racing heartbeats, and that is exactly the celebration spot like. Ian Rose with 15 eliminations already, and now pushing in with some shotguns and the perfect placement of landmines. It was started by Ancho. Now every team is trying to create a defensive strategy, very clean. And it was Lewis taking down Badal, followed by Ring Smoke, trading out KD God. But Lewis, even after getting eliminated, he had some good placement, due to which Team P and Rose not only take away the booyah, but massive 18 elimination points, or maybe even more if there's some mistake in calculation.
No, I think 18 is a very appropriate number. They had like 15 eliminations before the final battle event began. They got a bunch of finishes to freeze bombs. They basically eviscerated PVS Gaming as they were trying to jump out of that tiny window. And even the last team, KR98 Army, they had to be very careful about the landmines that PVS had placed in the house, right? So they were like, okay, cool, we're outside the house. There should be no more landmines. And surprise, KR98 Army stepped into a landmine, and that was in the open. Lewis had set it up next to the cell phone tower. And as soon as KR98 Army, they drove towards the cell phone tower, they basically locked themselves in, right? They placed a bunch of new walls which will give